Okay, hello everyone. Are we ready to start? The next one, you're already. I can hear laughter and stuff going on, so I guess you guys are having a good time. And I caught some of the haiku you wrote, so that's great. Okay, so I'm here to introduce our next speaker. And Carole loves insects. I've never met anyone who likes insects as much as her. Anyway, so Carole Daoust, before she fell in love with insects, she was a dancer. So Carole Daoust learned body language via contemporary dance, and it was all she could do to stop jumping up on stage yesterday and dancing along with it. So anyway, now, and she's also a photographer and photographs, guess what? Insects, among other things. So with or without her camera, she enjoys observing the everyday movements of insects, birds, and people in that order. A long-time resident of Verdun, Quebec. That's where we met at a garage sale. No, it was a church sale in Quebec, and she was on the board, I think. They worked you too hard. On Demain Verdun, and served as its nature coordinator, but still observes insects. So here we go. Talking about seduction of insects.
Beauty and seduction. I hope I seduce you all. So, is everybody ready? Yes? Okay, music. You see the insects? You see the fly? You see all the insects? Good. Okay, it's okay. Welcome everyone to my presentation. I'm happy that you're all here so I can share my passion with you all. My presentation will be bilingual. So here we go. By the way, so can I start? Since I was a child, it is innate and instinctive to observe everything around me. My mother told me several times that every time we left the house, I would leave her hand to crouch on the sidewalk to see the ants that were busy getting in and out of sandhole. At that very moment, I felt my first wild thought vibrate and experience one of my first feeling of belonging to this fertile land where I live and cohabitate. Donc, depuis ma tendre enfance, c'est inné, instinctif, j'observe sans cesse tout autour de moi. Ma mère m'a dit plusieurs fois qu'à chaque fois qu'on sortait de la maison, je quittais sa main pour m'accroupir sur le trottoir pour voir de plus proche les fourmis qui s'affairaient à rentrer et sortir d'un trou de sable. À cet instant même, j'ai senti vibrer ma première pensée sauvage et éprouvé un de mes premiers sentiments d'appartenance à cette terre féconde où j'habite et cohabite. Aujourd'hui, le buzz, on parle de biodiversité. Today's buzz is we all talk about biodiversity. What is biodiversity? It's simple. It's me, it's you, it's everything that surrounds us, breathes with us at every moment. I am fascinated by the world of insects, with which we cohabit from season to season. Here are some of my haiku following my research and observations. Qu'est-ce que la biodiversité? C'est simple, c'est moi, c'est toi, c'est tout ce qui nous entoure et respire avec nous à chaque instant. Je suis fascinée par le monde des insectes avec lesquels nous cohabitons de saison en saison. Donc voici quelques-uns de mes haïkus suite à mes recherches et observations. Let's talk first about flies because they have a bad reputation, right? In particular, Lucilia sericata, the bottle green fly. So here's one haiku. Oh well, if it's not Lucilia sericata on the milkweed. Oh well, if it's not Lucilia sericata at the milkweed. Hey, regarde, c'est Lucilia sericata sur la sépiade. Hey, regarde, c'est Lucilia sericata sur la sépiade. Now, this is a common fly in most part of the world. The larva of this fly plays an important role in the disposal of corpses But did you know that the adults are pollinators as well? So that's why we have to respect the flies. Parlons tout d'abord des mouches, en particulier Lucilia sericata. C'est une mouche relativement commune dans la plupart des régions du monde. La larve de cette mouche joue un rôle important pour l'élimination des cadavres. Mais saviez-vous que les adultes sont pollinisateurs de fleurs? Now, facts about bees. Because people are widely familiar with honeybees, many assume that all bees are social and live in hives or colonies with a queen. In fact, only 10% of bees are social and most types don't make honey. Most bees lead solitary lives digging nests in the ground. The world looks very different to a bee than it does to a human, but bees' perception are hardly simple. Bees are intelligent animals that likely feel pain, remember patterns and odors, and even recognize human faces. They can solve mazes or other problems or use simple tools. Research shows that bees are self-aware and may even have a primitive form of consciousness. Quelques faits sur les abeilles. Parce que les abeilles mellifères sont largement connues, beaucoup pensent que toutes les abeilles sont sociales et vivent dans des ruches ou des colonies avec une reine. En fait, seulement 10% des abeilles sont sociales et la plupart d'entre elles ne produisent pas de miel. La plupart des abeilles mènent une vie solitaire, creusant des nids dans le sol. Est-ce que vous saviez ça? Non. Non? Le monde semble très différent pour une abeille et pour un humain, mais les perceptions des abeilles sont loin d'être simples. Les abeilles sont des animaux intelligents qui peuvent ressentir la douleur, se souvenir de modèles et d'odeurs et même reconnaître des visages humains. Elles peuvent résoudre des labyrinthes et d'autres problèmes et utiliser des outils simples. Les recherches montrent que les abeilles sont conscientes d'elles-mêmes et qu'elles pourraient avoir même une forme de primitive de conscience. But in writing this haiku, I chose to present another angle. Mais en écrivant ce haïku, j'ai choisi de présenter un autre point de vue. Out of the bell-shaped blossom, the bee's bum. Out of the bell-shaped blossom, the bee's bum. De la fleur en forme de cloche, le derrière de l'abeille. Time for our power nap, the ant and I. L'heure de la sieste pour moi et la fourmi. Do ants have naps? Do you think ants have naps? Yes, they do. A varieties of studies have shown that workers may take anywhere from 8 minutes of rest every 12 hours to over 251-minute naps in a day, often at irregular intervals. Les fourmis font-elles des siestes? Diverses études ont montré que les ouvrières peuvent prendre de 8 minutes de repos toutes les 12 heures à plus de 250 siestes d'une minute en une journée, souvent à des intervalles irréguliers. Did you also know that ants were farmers? Did anybody hear about that? Yes. Beside humans, ants are the only creatures that go farm other creatures. The most common occurrence is with aphids. Ants will protect them from predators and shelter them in their nests from heavy rain showers in exchange for a constant supply of honeydew. Les fourmis aussi peuvent être agricultrices. Outre les humains, les fourmis sont les seules créatures qui s'occupent de d'autres créatures. Le cas le plus fréquent est celui des pucerons. Les fourmis les protègent des prédateurs et les abritent dans leur nid contre les fortes pluies et échangent un apport constant de miel. Donc, ici, je vais vous dire deux de mes préférés haïkus de Issa et que j'aime beaucoup. Se reflétant dans les yeux de la libellule, les montagnes. Se reflétant dans les yeux de la libellule, les montagnes. Et mon préféré de tous les préférés, c'est au poil de la chenille, on devine que souffle la brise matinale. Au poil de la chenille, on devine que souffle la brise matinale. From the air of the caterpillar, we know that there is the morning breeze. Oh, the flower, let us be seduced by their beauty and all of their visitors. Oh, les fleurs, laissons-nous séduire par leur beauté et tous leurs visiteurs. Je vous invite à peut-être à voir mon livre qui s'appelle One Less Raindrop on the Peony. Sur la pivoine, la fourmi s'abreuve goutte de pluie. Maintenant, je vais vous présenter un peu de ma photographie sur les insectes. Bon visionnement. Il n'y a pas la musique. Ça, c'est la mouche. Lequel vous pensez qui est le mâle et la femelle? The male is the little one, that's right. That's le gendarme. It's in the milkweed. That's a overfly, une abeille. There's Lucilia sericata. There she is. Cuckoo, come and see us. That's it. Thank you so much for your attention.
The wonderful thing that I learned from Carole is before I see a housefly and slap. But she really makes you think about things from the point of view of the insect, and that's such a, I mean, if haiku makes us look at the world a little differently, an insect haiku really makes us look at insects totally differently, rather than just from our point of view, from theirs. So I think we have a few minutes left. Do we? What time is it?
Yes.
Do you have any questions for Carole? Because
Yeah.
Carole is a font of information about insects. Any questions that anyone has? Carole?
How did you first become interested in this? I mean, what did you take a course or?
No, well, like I first read in my presentation, when I was a child, my mother kept saying, "Wow, ça te prend bien du temps," because I kept crunching down and looking at all the bugs. And she said to me, she said, "Oh, you're taking too much time. I'm not going to take you along with me anymore." She says, "Never mind the bugs, just come along." So I guess since early childhood, I was always fascinated by the insect.
But didn't you have an uncle?
Yes, I had an uncle. My uncle was part Mi'kmaq, and he showed me a lot about nature. I'm very thankful to him because we used to go in the woods very, very early, and he's always asked me to sit quietly, not to move. And sure enough, the animals, he said, the insect will come to you. You just have to be zen, quiet. And sure enough, a hare would come out of the wood. Every day I would sit at the same place, dressed in the same color. The same principle as when you go bird watching. I believe it's the same thing. You dress the same color, you stay still, and the animals usually come to you.
And were you involved in setting up the insect hotels in Verdun?
No, not the insect hotel, but I was in charge of la biodiversité. And we have in Verdun un jardin, le jardin de la biodiversité, and I was a co-animator with a biologist. So what we did is we took people, because actually by observing the flowers, each flower has its own insect and their own predators. So the wild garden allows you to if you're walking through the wild garden, you'll see all kinds of insects. So I did co-animation with Laurent, who was a biologist, like I said, and we told the children, you know, the insects are welcoming us under an open sky. We're in their house, really. So we have to be respectful and look for them. And I used to say to children, "Did you kill a spider?" "Oh no." that could have been a mummy, maybe what she's going to do now, but I have a friend psychologist who told me, no, don't do the guilt trip. That's not a good idea. So that's it. Do you have any more questions?
Carole, I just noticed the photograph where you caught the flowers of red leaves in mid-flight. What was that?
That actually, that was a ladybug. A ladybug. I love to do macro photography because it allows you also to observe the insect very closely in its daily behavior. Because one time, I have to share this with you, it's so cute. I have hollyhocks, and every morning I go barefoot in my garden to see, I lift up stones, I see which insect is working hard in my garden. And I had seen the night before a bumblebee in my hollyhock, deep inside and in the morning it wasn't moving at all. It was still there, so I said, oh no, it died in the flower. But as the sun was rising and the first ray of sunshine hit the bumblebee really stretched and flew away. It was so beautiful. I was a witness to that. So all of you could be witness to all these beautiful things. And you can write about them too and research about their behavior and how they interact with other insects. And you're learning and you're writing about it and you can share it with others so they can appreciate the insect.
Well, not only appreciating, but we need them.
Yeah, we need them because right now, if with no insects, there's no flower, there's no food. And it's on the decline by 70% in the worldwide. So they're very important little creatures. Even spiders, they're beautiful. But spiders is not an insect, but every living being has its purpose in life. That's it.
So Carole is our modern day Isa.